You know, guys, I don't know if you know, but I'm a resident of Lindenhurst myself, and
oh no, you're kidding, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I moved out of there a while back, but you know, Mom and Dad are still down there, and they live south of Montauk Highway, and everything pretty much south of Montauk Highway utterly devastated when a 5-foot storm surge came in. And
yeah, we saw the pictures. It's incredible.
Yeah, you know, and I can tell you firsthand, what are we, almost 3 months out now from this? Things are still not the same. I mean, it's sort of that old saying that goes, you know, you're out of sight, out of mind. But, you know, when I went back, it's like Pod City there. People are still displaced. There's still stuff in the streets. I mean, that's why this show, I think, you know, is going to put back a little bit more of a spotlight on things locally, because we know what's still going on here.
No, it's true, because our cousins they live in Massapequa, but they're construction and electricians and things. They're all there working. They've been there working since it happened, and they've been doing 16-hour days, and they've literally only had Thanksgiving and Christmas off. And my cousin just told me that there's still people without power. There's still so much debris. Everything is still just a mess, and people are. He said when they hit the power back on, people are just sobbing because they can't believe they waited this long. It's freezing. It's, you know, the holidays. It's just terrible.
You know what? And it's kind of crazy too, because literally a week after Sandy hits, we get a nor'easter, and it snowed. It snowed.
That's what he said, yeah. It's crazy.
You know, I have one comment about that. I got to tell you that the people of New York, Long Island, all the bureaus everywhere around there never complained.
No.
These people are so great. I consider myself an adopted son of Long Island because of my wife. We've been together for 35 years.
Right.
The people are so sweet. You guys are so great. You don't complain about anything. You just do it. You suck it up and go. That's unbelievable.
We suck it up and go, but I got to tell you, I'll be completely honest with you. When I had a 50-foot oak tree crash through my roof in Farmingdale, I was kind of not happy for a little while.
No, you don't have to be happy. Nobody's whining.
Should have called me up, man. I would have helped you get it.
Dude, you do carpentry? Come on over. I still got work to do.
Chainsaw guy.
So, guys, how did the concert come together? How were you approached? Tell me about the genesis of the whole thing.
Well, nobody approached us. I mean, we were on tour. We did 72 shows in the summer with Journey, and we were like we were completely booked the entire time. So there was nothing that we could do. We couldn't get out of any of the dates to do anything while it was happening or when any of the big stuff was being planned. So, you know, I mean, we just decided that as soon as things were over that we would try and do something, even some kind of a small, you know, I mean, this isn't a giant concert, but truthfully, honestly, you know, you'll net a lot, and you will just a lot of money is going to get raised for this, and it's actually going to go where it's supposed to go. So we felt good about just doing even this size concert because we knew that we could control, you know, the finances and how everything. You know, we're beating everybody up, trying to get them to give up their salaries, give up their everything, so that the money is clean and goes straight where it's got to go. I mean, we're not taking anything for it. We're just paying our people and caterers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right, I gotcha.
But it's great to be able to be in total control of the finances so you can get it to go where it's got to go. And we just decided, let's just do it. You can't do nothing, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got Habitat for Humanity of Suffolk Restore, the Lindenhurst Fire Department, and the Village of Lindenhurst Relief Fund. I mean, I don't have to tell you, the national spotlight was on a lot of towns on the Jersey Shore and then up here on Long Island.
Sure.
And Lindenhurst is still in that recovery mode. So, you know, Pat, Neil, this is a big deal for us.
Well, it's a big deal for us, too. I mean, listen, you know, I spent all of my life south of Montauk Highway. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I still have so many friends who live there. And if they don't live there themselves, it's their family home or it's their parents' home or whatever. I mean, you know, all the years of crabbing on the dock and, you know, going down to Crud Beach and all that stuff. I mean, you were there. You spent your whole life there. It's just, I'm trying to get enough time to go down there and tour the area because we have all this junk we have to do, obviously, on the day of the show, but I'm trying to get down there, you know, to physically see it, but I'm kind of nervous to get down there. I think it's going to be...
Well, you know what? You should look up, and I'll try to get this through your publicist. There's a great organization of people down there. It's called Camp Bulldog. They have constantly been in the news. I mean, these people are saints. The way that they are still handing out meals, helping out people,
Absolutely.
You know, with supplies and everything. I mean, I've never seen so many bottles of bleach delivered in my life.
No, but I'm telling you, a bunch of my friends went down, you know, all the people that I went to high school with and stuff, they went down to Westbury and purchased tickets to donate to people who maybe couldn't afford to come to the show. So, I mean, it's just been a great experience so far. Everybody went down there, and this way people, it's supposed to be, just forget about it for one night, Everybody you want to tell a story, you got a story you want to tell. It's a really casual thing. We're going to do the show, but, it's going to be really casual so that it's just like a big old celebration and just, get them out of the funk for one night and just...
That's cool.
It's like being in our living room.
Yeah, and raising money at the same time. It's great.
Yeah, because, let's not forget, the last time you were here with Journey, you were at Jones Beach, and the Jones Beach Theater went underwater for a little while, so...
Yeah, well, that's not a bad thing.
Really?
Maybe we can get some good renovation out of that.
I got to ask you guys, what did you think of the 12-12-12 concert?
Well, I mean,
We were flying, too.
we were flying home. I know, we were, we didn't actually get to see the whole thing, but listen, it's a great thing. Anytime anybody can do anything. My only problem always with this, we've been involved with these giant, benefits all the time. It's just, if your hands are not controlling the whole thing, they hardly ever get to see the money. I mean, I just hope they do a good job and get the money where it's got to go and it gets distributed properly. I mean, there's so much room for abuse there. It's happened every single time. So I just, I don't really want to be part of that kind of thing. I want to be part of a much smaller local,
right.
Event. But I mean, listen, everybody's heart's in the right place. They're doing the right thing. You just, you just hope that it's going where it's supposed to go. This is a giant production. It costs money. People, you can't expect. This is what somebody I saw wrote on our Facebook page something about a portion of the proceeds. I'm like, give me a break, people. What do you think? Just because you want to give all your money away, that doesn't mean like the little dude who's making the popcorn wants to give his money away. You know what I mean? You try to get everybody to do everything, so you put a disclaimer there for the people that aren't going to give their money away,
Oh, God.
Believe me, we go in there. We have no shame. I will hammer anyone.
Well, I've got some interesting questions for you. Over the weekend, I posted on the WBAB Facebook page if anybody has any questions for Neil and Pat, and I have a couple here, if you wouldn't mind answering a few.
Sure.
Okay, this one is from Danny Walsh. Pat did a musical for Harry Chapin back in the 70s called The Zinger in Huntington. Did she have a good experience, and would you ever do anything like that again?
Yes, I had a fabulous experience. It was really fun, and yes, I would. I'm so busy with our crazy life that we have now, but our kids are all finally grown up, so who knows, maybe in the near future.
Here's an odd one from Ariel Pena. She says, please ask her if she was a waitress at Friendly's in Lindenhurst. My wife is sure that Pat once served her.
Ding, 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 ding. You win, Ariel. I was.
Really? Which one?
The one that was on Wellwood Avenue from 71, just for like about 6 or 8 months.
You were talking about having kids and, the life that the two of you lead and everything. And yours is, you and Neil are one of the more successful, I guess you could say, rock and roll couples out there. And I mean, I know you've been asked this question all the time and everything, but touring, this lifestyle, I mean, obviously it was different from back in the 80s when you guys were still out there busting your asses and making a name for yourselves, even though, you had all this fame and notoriety. How do you do it now and still keep it all together?
All right, Spider, your answer. No, you answer.
You see, this is the dynamic. I got you.
You know what? It's not any different. It's exactly the same, except that we have more control over everything, and people don't drag us around like rag dolls like they did when we were young. And, you're just jumping through so many hoops when you're young, and now, we're holding the hoop, so it's kind of good. But, no, it's, this is the only way we know. This is how we met. We met doing this, and this is the way our life is. And, he's really nice. So he's easygoing. He's great, and I still love him like crazy, and it's good.
Now, what about Haley? I know she was doing the music thing for a while.
Oh, yeah, she's done with that. Yeah, see, it's not for everybody.
What happened? Just wasn't her thing?
She's not interested in it. It's just too much, she's very, very gentle, and she just, it's just too tough for her. She didn't like it, and didn't like being under a microscope like that. That part's not for everybody. Just because you have talent and you want to sing and dance and everything like that doesn't mean that you are ready to take on the rest of the stuff. The rest of the stuff pretty much is what you do every day. You know, singing and performing is a very small portion of what you do.
What would you guys have to say to up-and-coming singers and aspiring musicians who still have that, that glimmer of hope in their eyes, that talent, that sort of thing? I mean, we see shows like American Idol and so forth, and we see the path of how, one can progress into something else and everything, but it's still a tough business.
Yeah, it's a tough business. It's always been a tough business, but the way we look at it is that you have to believe in yourself. And the difficulties we had early on, because we were a partnership from the very beginning, not many people know that, we put this thing together as the two of us. We were each other's muse. It wasn't like Patricia had something and I had something, and then we waited a couple of years, and then we started and then we jumped in. We jumped in from the beginning. And what happens is a lot of people like to get inside your head. They like to do power plays and power trips. What I'm going to suggest that people do is just believe in themselves, and don't let somebody on a judge on American Idol tell you that you can't sing or you can't do this, you can't do that. I can't even watch that show, to tell you the truth, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Doesn't reflect Patricia's or anybody else. But today, there's so many avenues to be heard. And I used to say this a long time ago when we'd meet people from small towns in Nebraska and Illinois. They'd say, well, I want to move out to New York and L.A. so I can be seen. I kept telling them, if you're really good and you're playing around, people see you, people talk, you can be anywhere you want to be.
They'll find you.
They'll find you. But now, because of YouTube and everything else, they can find you anywhere, anytime. So it's still a tough business. It always will be. You know, there's aspiring people everywhere. People are talented. There's so many talented people out there. We run into them every day. They're incredible. Great singers, everything.
The thing, too, Matt, is that even though everything is different in the way that things are spaced around and how people get the music out there, it doesn't change anything about what it's still all about. So if you just can't let that part change for you. You know, you have to still do it the old-fashioned way. You still have to be good. You can get there if you're semi-good, but you can't stay there. You have to still have what the real deal when you're going up and trying out and doing all that. I mean, you have to be true to what it is that you're doing. You're writing, you're playing, you're singing, whatever that is. And
right.
The only thing that's changed is the way that it's delivered now, you know, and you still can't let that run the boat. You have to run the boat. That's just a tool, you know.
Do you ever look around and see how it's done now and you think to yourself, God, I wish we could have done it like that?
I don't know.
No, actually, no. Except when Spider makes me sing the same damn thing over and over again. I go, come on, fly me. And he goes,
That's funny. You know, speaking of which, you know, guys, if you could... I don't know, if you can get in that time machine that we all dream about, and we always say to ourselves, if we can go back and do anything a little bit different, if you could, you know, Pat, Neil, if you could go back and meet Pat and Neil from, say, 20, 25 years ago, what would you say to them now?
I would have said for them to think, no, I can't say that. I don't know what I said.
Come on now.
I mean, I had a really good idea about not letting them do the things that they did in the beginning, not letting them push us around and everything, but I would have just enforced that harder. I mean, I knew it, but I still was scared, and I think that I would have told myself to not be scared, that you are correct, you know what you're supposed to do, just do it, and don't let them get inside your head. I would have done that.
But you don't have any regrets, I mean, overall, looking back on everything at this point in your career.
Regrets? Why would you? That's stupid, because then how do you know what the outcome would have been?
Right.
You know, I'm not playing roulette. I'm happy where it is. I'm happy the way it ended up. Everybody makes it. It's the path, you know. You make mistakes. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. It's the path. You can't change the path. You know, the path is there for a really good reason. I'm leaving it be.
Sweet. Pat, Neil, we are so looking forward to the concert happening this Friday. Any parting words you want to tell our residents out there who are still pretty much under the gun?
Come out. We're going to have a great night. I'm pretty sure we're like either sold out or really close to it, but I'm sure there's tickets left. Like I said, there's tickets that have been donated. So even if you can't afford to come, call the box office. I'm pretty sure there's a bank of tickets there for people who can't afford to go. And it's just going to be a really good night of... You're probably going to know everybody there. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a local night. It's going to be fun. And, you know, we're going to play. And like I said, people want to tell their stories. We're going to have Q&A. We're going to do all this different stuff.